Live again. 100%. Bing bang. Convo. Yeah, let me try get a couple brothers on. Do request at the moment. Your family. Bam. Sent. Bam. There we go. Ay, 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 ay. What's the topic today? What's the topic today, mate? Big up Matt Fit. On point and on time. So jump on straight away, man. What's going on? This fucking Instagram, bruv. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. Always support the channel, Eazi Herbs, you know, bring you the real content, real information, you know. So follow Eazi Herbs YouTube channel, because every conversation is going to be put on there if you missed it, you know. This convo is going to be a little bit different now. We're going to switch the topic. Get big match fit H in there. You know what I'm going for here though. Accept. How many times you can press the same fucking button, blood? Mad. Here we have it. Here we have it. Yo, my brother.
Yes.
Brother, fucking, you know, well, right the swearing. Khal said bloody 12 o'clock, and my man is not even here, blood.
What's he saying?
He said 12 o'clock would be best for him. So I'm at his time, and he's not even here on his time, bro. On his word.
What, he's not replying to you?
Nah.
I don't know.
It's a bit mad still. Sister Passion, salute to you, sister. You need to get on this, man. Hey, but yeah, the topic's gonna be a little bit different now, man, because I think Khal kind of expound on what he was talking about on the content that we had yesterday, you know. It weren't, yeah, you know what I mean? So it weren't really a debate thing, to tell the truth. We went in that whole hour. We kind of discussed about what he meant about how certain dietary can also cause obesity, you know what I mean? It ain't just a meat factor. And obviously I kind of agree to that as well, because there's many contributions to help cause obesity, you know, so it ain't just one source of meat. So we kind of went into a reasoning more than a debate. So you just watch out for that. I don't really think you need to tie in for that, but you can always watch it, and then if you feel that you need to tie in with him again, then we can have later on a better discussion, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I do.
He's agreeing with my point that I was saying, so I ain't really got nothing to add to that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm saying, the whole discussion though with you and the topic, I still stand firm. Like, you have this idea that your sources kind of discredit my view, but they don't. Like the whole thing about amount of meat. What I want to say, my only one point I want to say to you, none of your sources say that one steak a year will give you any of the illnesses related to meat. That is something you have come to your own opinion on. You're not going to find any source that says eating one steak a year is going to lead to you getting cancer.
Yeah, but no one's created that argument. No one's. You're creating a fallacy. You're creating a fallacy. But I never said that I was gonna argue that point. But I never said I was gonna argue that point.
No, but that is my point. I'm not creating a fallacy. Let me finish my statement. Let me explain why I'm saying that. Because my whole point is it's about dosage, right? So I'm always trying. This is what I've been saying since the first conversation on this topic. It's not that there ain't negative things in me. It's just that if you eat a certain amount of meat, now these negative things can lead to negative consequences. So if you have a certain amount and you deal with your body the right way, then your body is going to be able to deal with these negative things that are in the meat. So ones that you're talking about. And then I'm making all these points. You're like, you don't care. And then I'm asking you. So you're telling me having steak once a year is going to give you cancer. You say it can. Well, I'm arguing now that question there, your answer to that question is not true according to the science.
No, you can't prove that. You're just making fallacies. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't.
Let me finish.
All right, cool.
Let me finish.
Because I'm done with this conversation. You keep on bringing it back to the same conversation that we're never going to agree on, bro. You're creating arguments that I haven't even, I'm starting to have a conversation about it. You're talking about my sources, but I provide sources and you haven't provided anything. All you provide is lip chat. Can I
finish?
Yeah, because we need to end this convo, blood. I don't want to keep on going back and forth on the same convo.
This convo isn't over because I'm still making the same point. Because I looked up your 3 sources. The omega-6s, the fucking, the 3 things you said were your key points. Because you made another post the other day about 3 things that are your key points.
Yep.
So I looked at them all. And none of the literature will ever support the idea that eating steak once a year can lead to you having cancer.
I disagree.
So I asked you.
I disagree.
Well, one second though. 1 second. Nature man, 1 second now. We have to have order.
None of those sources, none of those arguments have any statement that says having a steak once a year will lead to having any of the illnesses related to those substances. So again, my point stands. It's about how much. Because none of the sources you're saying, none of the chemicals or the compounds that you're suggesting, is there any scientific evidence that demonstrates any amount of these things will lead to you being ill? It's a certain amount of these things will lead to you being ill. This is my point. It's about dosage. Now I'm done.
All right. So with this wait. Let me just. Yeah. Of course. But we're just gonna try and make it a little bit more orderly. Is with match fit. Yeah. The thing is, this is my opinion. Yeah. We'll speak upon one topic, and then the topic keeps on changing the goalpost. Every time he gets debunked, he will change the narrative and make it like it's not about that same conversation. Everything is recorded. The conversation is about how meat is not beneficial for the human body. That's it. There ain't no subtitle saying if we eat meat once a year, fucking does it cause cancer? Bro, there's no scientific sources that would even make that claim. So I wouldn't make that claim. You know what I mean? Wait 1 second. So if I chop up everything I said, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna post exactly what I said to you every time. I do that all the time. And like you said that you went through my sources, I don't think you have. And then like you said, and like I said, you're gonna change the goalpost to suit your narrative. I'm not arguing that point. I'm not gonna argue that one chicken is gonna cause cancer if you eat that once a year. There's no scientific evidence there. You can't make that claim. I can't make that claim. So let's end it there. I'm done with that conversation.
I can.
No. But Nature man, you're next. I just want to end my point. Yeah. No. If you can, you can. But what I'm saying is, what I have done, I have provided source, documentation. I supplied PhD. What you have supplied with me, it's nothing but lip chat. You get where I'm coming from? So the thing is, I have made my statement and I have proved my statement many a times. You have made your statement and all you have given us and the community who's watching is a bunch of lip chat. So what I'm trying to say is, bro, the conversation with me and you is done. If you don't have PhD sources to even validate what you're saying, yeah, then, bruv, you don't have no foundation to lay any statements right now. The conversation is done. So Nature man, go. No, wait. 1 second. 1 second. So Nature man, you can speak, but yeah, go on, Nature man.
We can also use logic, you know. Like we're talking about, okay, you're not eating meat, and then today you say you want to eat meat. Yeah? Someone's window open or something.
I don't know. Is probably Matt Fit driving.
The air conditioning or something. But yeah, basically, so all right, let's say you're not eating meat, and today you say, all right, you know what, I'm gonna eat meat. You go to the butcher's, you go and buy your meat, yeah, and you cook it. Yeah, not knowing there's a whole heap of parasites in there, yeah, and you thought, yeah, cool, I'm gonna do a medium rare steak or whatever, yeah, or the chicken that you're eating has got some type of cancerous whatever in it, and then you go eat that, yeah, and that's passing through your body, that's going through your intestines, yeah, and that goes into your bowels and your stomach, and then parasites are in you, yeah. And all the other contributions of the other food that you're eating might not be meat, yeah, might be other stuff, starchy stuff. Well, you could get cancer just like there and then. You know, because there's websites that even tell you, yeah, and we might not trust all their sources, that you can get cancer from eating meat, yeah, and it causes cholesterol. So, depending on the individual, their body might not be in tip-top condition to handle that piece of meat. That one piece of meat that they said, yeah, you know what, today I'm just going to have meat today and eat. And over the course of that week, because they had that one piece of meat, it just shut down their whole lymphatic system, blockages, everything. Because more mucus is created and causes a big problem, and the immunity is compromised. That's how it works. Not just because, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, I'll eat meat once today and I'll be all right. There's a lot more to it than just that. But it's logical.
No, definitely. Go on, Matt.
So,
go and respond.
So I didn't hear what you said, a lot of it, yeah, but it sounded like the gist of the argument was that somebody could be in a certain state that if they eat meat on top of the state that they're already in, it can make them sick.
No, let me say it. Can you hear me now? Because I can hear you clearly.
Yeah,
so basically, in a nutshell, I said, say someone went today, yeah, go and buy food, yeah, meat, and they hadn't been eating meat for this time. They go and buy it, the things rigged with parasites or some type of cancerous, blood in that meat and whatnot, yeah, and it's got parasites in it, and they've cooked it, eating it. Yeah, the same thing with fish, yeah. They go and eat sushi, it's got parasites in it, yeah, or the chicken, yeah, and then they say, yeah, I'm gonna eat that. Boom, and then boom, on top of whatever else they're eating, that doesn't have to be animal from animals, but it could be starchy, sugary foods, man-made sugars especially, and all of that, yeah. Boom, they go and eat that, and then boom, their immune system gets compromised, yeah. They fall sick, and within a short space of time, they get fucking pneumonia and they're dead.
Facts.
That's how it works.
Facts.
Yeah.
Somalia as well.
You can go on many websites, yeah, and I don't even
food poisoning.
Yeah?
Sorry.
Some of these websites like National Institute of Health and the FDA and whatnot, but you can still get good information that is relevant from these websites that will state that meat can cause cancer, yeah, and that it causes cholesterol. So, with all due respect, obviously, there's many factors to why somebody's immune system could be compromised from eating meat just once.
Okay, so you made two different points there, yeah? The first one, you was talking about meat, some sort of parasites in it, and, okay, fair enough, so that just gives me the argument that if there's no parasites in the meat, then the meat's fine, right?
Well, hold on. If I chop off my arm today and I put it in the corner of my front room that I'm sitting in now, yeah, and it's not in the freezer, what happens? The same thing as meat, no? Deterioration process.
No, the answer, simple question. So if I
and you got a simple answer. So there's always going to be parasites because part of the deterioration.
You gave me a different analogy. I'm asking a specific question. Meat that isn't got parasites in it. What are you saying? There's no problem there.
There's always going to be parasites in meat, my friend. So even if you don't see them, because from once it's been killed, the deterioration process starts.
Yeah, that's facts.
So what we're saying is everyone that's eating meat, is got parasites, then they should all be getting sick and dying then.
No.
They are. No, it's not easy. They are. What's going on around? How many people do you know have cancer? How many people do you know that have cancer?
The cancer one's a separate one. Let's stick with the parasite. Oh, you made two arguments there. You made the parasite argument, then you made the cholesterol and cancer argument. Separate them. We're talking about the parasite. So you're telling me everyone that eats meat is getting sick and dying from having parasites?
No, not just parasites.
No, but we're talking about the parasites now. Yeah.
I said cholesterol. I said no. It's compromising the blood circulation.
You made two different arguments, yeah? They're not the same argument. You made one point
because the lymphatic system is connected to the whole body. So when you're eating certain types of foods, like meat, it affects the whole body, not just everywhere, but especially the stomach and the bowels, because that's where we break down the food. And if it's not breaking down properly, because it's not that compatible with our body, therefore we're going to have issues. And it starts in the stomach and the intestines.
Okay, hear what I'm saying, yeah? I asked you a question, or I suggested a statement, yeah? Eating meat one time, how does that make you stick? You gave an answer. One of your answers was...
I said I gave an example, yeah?
You gave two answers.
Of how it can, yes.
Yeah,
do you accept
one of
that?
them... Bruv, I'm breaking it down now.
Yeah, let's not do this, man.
If you keep doing that, we're not going to get nowhere.
Yeah, let's not do this.
Right?
Because I don't get what it is that you're saying.
So let me talk. So there's two examples of how the meat makes you sick from one occasion you gave. One, you mentioned cancer and cholesterol. Let's talk about that after the first one you gave. You're speaking about parasites. Yeah? And basically, so I'm asking, so you're saying, so what if you eat meat without parasites? Is that good? You said no, all meat has parasites.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no avoiding that, right? So then I'm asking, so that would suggest, based on your logic, that anyone who eats meat should be getting sick from parasites and dying from parasites. So is that what's happening?
No, I said, yeah, that you can die from eating meat, from you getting cancer, yeah, from eating it once. Because if that meat is compromised, yeah, which most 99, this is just a random figure I'm putting out here, yeah, 99% of meat would be because of the deterioration process. This is a logical theory now, based upon fact as well, yeah, that if that meat is compromised to the worst standard, or even your immune system's low, eating that meat could be your life on the line.
Yeah.
So, again, you're talking about the cancer.
Not just cancer. I mentioned pneumonia too.
Yeah, he did.
All right, cancer, pneumonia, bro. Cancer, pneumonia, cholesterol. All of these, I said we would deal with it in a second. The first one you mentioned is parasite, but it seems you don't want to talk about that bit. So let's not talk about that for a second.
All right, let's go back to parasite.
Let's go back. Let's go back to parasite.
No. We'll talk about the parasites.
Let me say this, and then you can talk. Let me just say this.
We'll talk about the parasites.
Okay, then answer the first question I was asking. You said, firstly...
So say now you eat pork, yeah?
Meat has... Let me finish. This is the question I asked.
Go on.
Let me answer it again. You said, firstly, all meat has parasites, and you're saying you can get sick from eating the parasites the one time, and all the meat has the parasites. So that says that everyone that eats meat is dying and getting sick from parasites. Is that not a logical conclusion from the way you are suggesting it works?
Well, the parasites would be a big contribution to a lot of people, yeah, falling ill and being sick, yes, because they do make people sick when they're inside of the body, because they're not meant to be there. They're an alien substance within the body. So coming from an alien food source.
So everyone is eating these parasites you're talking about. Is everyone dying and getting sick from these parasites that eats meat?
I would say a lot of people are, yes, because there's also certain types of parasites that can go directly to the brain. They can block your blood flow. They're fucking with your body, bro. They're thriving inside your acidic body and causing your body problems. So yes, of course, people will die from parasites.
All right, let me rephrase the question. Is anybody eating meat and not dying and getting sick from parasites?
Well, I'm sure there is people that are not dying from eating meat. But is it affecting their body? Is it affecting their immune system, whether it's once or freaking 100 times? In some type of way, yes. Whether it's for 24 hours, yeah, where you're fucking bunged up and you can't go to the toilet properly because you're constipated. Because everybody that eats meat, I don't give a damn, they're constipated, yeah? Because it takes a certain amount of time to even come out the body. So yes.
So is that your opinion or is that a fact?
That's a fact. Wait. Wait. Let me just cut this thing, yeah? Let me just cut this, because this is very frustrating for me, yeah? It's like, listen, when I'm listening answering to the question that you're giving on Match Fit, yeah? Because they don't suit your narrative, you're making him answer the same question that he's been answering about 4 times, bro. He has answered your question. Basically, there's a potential. Wait, nation man. Basically, there's a potential of getting of dying from eating chicken or meat sauce once. So he answered your question about can someone die from eating meat sauce once a year. Wait, let me discuss. I don't want to go back and forth. I'm not here for that, bro. No, wait. Let me speak. Let me speak. Cause I don't want this conversation to be about this. I don't want to be this conversation about this, bro. Cause this is petty, blood. This is very petty.
Let me close my chapter on this. Yeah.
It's very petty. I don't want to hear and sit here and listen to this shit, blood.
You're not happy with the answer. I'm not happy with the answer. So
Well, yeah, but then say that. Then say that. Cause we're going around. You're answering the same point. The same point. End it, bro. End it. Cause this is a wasted energy, bro. A wasted energy.
The last thing I will say about this, is the reason I feel we're still talking about this meat narrative, is because you told me, Matchfit, that you don't eat meat, but I feel like you are eating meat here and there once in a blue moon because you want to justify why
how
you don't
what
meat,
feeling? What does your feeling got to do with anything?
But
No, that's mad. How can you even have a feeling?
because why are we always arguing about this meat subject? I don't get it. Like you're actually you're defending something that you're not doing. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, because I'm practical. I understand people eat meat all the time and live very healthy. All the time. And have been doing it for hundreds of years. People eat meat their whole life and never have no parasitic problem. People eat meat their whole life and never have no cancer. I understand there's ways of eating meat clean. I understand this is a fact. I don't need to go and get a source to prove this because humans do it all over the world. It's fucking there. People do it all the time. Humans have eaten meat for millennia. It's not fucking new. I'm not bringing new information here. Fucking there are Eskimos that live off fish meat. There are Eskimos that live off fish meat. There are Bushmen that live off bush meat in every native Aboriginal population on the planet.
And
they
you?
all have one sec, I ain't finished. This has been happening forever, and these people are healthy. My tribe of people eat a shit diet now because things have changed, but even before the European colonies, they ate an amount of meat and they're fine. You go to the bushiest bushman in Africa, they eat an amount of meat and they're fine. They eat way more plant material, don't get it twisted. They eat way more plant material, but they eat some meat and they are fine. They got no cancer rate. They got no cholesterol. They got no overweight. They're fine. So you Eazi telling me I need to produce a source. People have been eating meat forever. It's clearly practices.
Wait, man, wait. Please be patient, Nick.
It's clearly the practices that are related to me that the cancer. And one other thing I want to say is that when you're talking about the studies that show meat are related to cancer, none of these studies, not one of these scientific studies will show you, and none of them are going to say eating meat one time gives you cancer. Not one of them. This is how you lot have interpreted the scientific data. None of them say eating meat one time leads to cancer. You will never find that in any of the scientific literature. Science doesn't even explain.
I wanna answer. Nature man, let me speak after, please.
On Bushmen though. Bushmen drink herbs as well. Do you think Bushmen just eat the meat and eat meat willy-nilly?
Yeah, but listen. Let me answer. Let me rebuttal, please. Let me rebuttal. Again, like the reason why when I made the statement, the first statement, about you creating narratives and arguments that no one's even making to suit a goalpost. I was wondering why you didn't address me. You addressed Nature Man straight away. Yeah, that's funny because that's how you play your tricks, bro. You don't answer what I'm saying. Those arguments. You can have that conversation somewhere else, Matchfit. The whole discussion, you have been debunked. You have been mullered. And it's clear. Watch Eazi Herb YouTube channel and you can see how you look stupid, brother. Then what you do is going to come back and create a new argument that no one has made. No one has made. No one even made a statement about how eat meat once a year cause cancer. No one would make that statement. No scientific person will make that statement. I'm scientific. I would not make that statement, Matchfit. So when you kind of shut up and push a narrative when I'm making my statements of how scientific methods that shows how meat causes cancers, I have never said eat one steak a year will cause cancer. No scientific man will make that argument. So why are you putting that on me? Because it's a weak way of you showing it's a weak way of you showing that what you have come up with has been debunked. And now you're going to create a new argument, that you know that no one's going to make that argument so you can suit the narrative. So I'm not going to entertain... I'm not finished, Nature Man. So I'm not going to entertain that question because no one made that statement. No one made that argument. So I'm not gonna entertain your debating tactics, bro. No, I'm not gonna entertain that. I have proved exactly what I proved. I proved that meat causes cancer. I have proved that meat causes cardiovascular diseases. I proved that many factors, all those sources that you check that you read, is there, clear as day. They rebuttal what I have made. Don't rebuttal on something that I have never made. So can you address that, and then we can move forward? Address the fact that you're creating an argument that no one has made. It's as simple as that. I'm not gonna sit here and argue about something that no one has made. So carry on.
So I never asked you, will eating a steak once a year give me cancer? And you said it can.
I said there's a potential.
You said it can. That was
no. I said it's a potential. That's what I said. I can.
So you never said it can. That never.
A potential meaning that it can. Yeah. A potential meaning that it can.
You said it can. Is there scientific literature? Is there scientific literature that supports that?
Yeah.
That this is why I'm raising that point. That's why I made that point, because you're misinterpreting the scientific literature. There is no scientific literature that supports the claim that eating steak once a year can lead to cancer. There is none. Potential
of causing cancer. I never said once a year. I never said once a year. I said there's a potential.
I asked you, and you said yes, it can.
I said there's a potential. A potential.
My point is.
Potential. I'm trying to get you through.
And my point is,
yeah,
there is no scientific literature you will find.
Okay, I will source up. I will source up.
That demonstrates that there is a potential of getting cancer from eating steak once a year.
Okay.
You will not find that nowhere.
Okay.
So you saying that potential is not scientifically based in your literature, your sources.
Okay.
How you've interpreted it. And this is important because my whole argument is the issues related to eating meat are a matter of dosage. Meaning it's the amount of meat you're eating over a given space of time that can mean that these things in the meat can cause these issues. This is the only way. One sec, let me finish. One sec.
Is that the only way?
This is why that question is pertinent to my argument. It isn't me moving the goalposts as you want to imply. It's pertinent to my point. The reason I even asked you, does eating meat once a year give you cancer? Because I'm trying to make the point that it's how many times I eat steak relative to a certain time period where these issues can arise. I made an extreme example a whole year. To be fair, when I asked you, I didn't expect you to say potential it can. I expect you to say, I don't really know, because it's laughable to think that doing that once a year is going to lead to cancer. If you do everything else right, but you have it, it's laughable to think that. And logically, you wouldn't think that the science shows that. But you still said it's potential, and you're saying that's a scientific argument. I'm saying it's not. None of the literature supports that. All of the literature suggests there's heightened potential of getting these illnesses with elevated states of these certain chemicals. It's all potentials on potentials, maybe, with elevated states. That's not even verifiable how much more is required and exactly how correlated these levels are. It's all possibilities of potential. So, again, back to my main argument, it's about dosage. This is the only thing everyone would have to agree on. The problem comes if too much of anything is bad, and too much of meat is definitely bad for humans who are not supposed to be eating meat all the time.
Who are you to be the judge of that? Who are you to be the judge of dosages and that it needs to be a certain amount?
Our system is the judge. Our system.
No, source up, Maxfit. Source up. I want you to source up. All right. I'm nature man. If you wanna. Huh?
What source do you want?
Brother, listen.
No, look.
Wait. Nature man, you have to be patient. Nature man, you have to be patient. You have to be patient.
Listen, I've been patient.
No, you have to be patient, bro. You have to be patient, man. You have to be patient. You're going to be right next. You're going to be next. I just want to make a quick statement. It's going to be quick.
Yeah, he has a point. Yeah?
It's going to be quick. Let me make a statement. It's going to be quick. Yeah? The sources that are provided, you keep on saying that you've gone back to the sources. The sources that are provided wasn't for the argument of eating meat once a year. That wasn't the argument. The argument in the beginning was about how meat causes cancers. Meat is a detrimental to the body. Those sources were specifically for those. If you want me to go back and source up of how meat can be a detrimental even if you eat it once, I can go back. Bruv, listen, just listen to what I just said. Because you're trying to say that you went into my sources. Wait, you went into my sources. You're trying to say that you went into my sources, yeah? And then you said none of them say that basically eating it once a year. Them sources weren't meant to be for that. So you're digging for something that's not there. All right. So what I would do, I will source up again. But the thing is like every time I have to source up and prove you and debunk you all the time, where you just run your mouth, blood. That's my issue. I have to do the research and come back and debunk you while you just sit there and then find a new avenue to make another argument. I'm not going to play these games with you, Matchfit. Since you have been on my channel, you have not provided no source but lip chat. And this is my issue with you. You think that man should actually sit here and people that should actually sit here and listen to what you're saying because it sounds good. That's bro, that is like, that is what you call quackery, blood. You get me? Scientific way of misinformation, bro. People just want to sit here and listen to you, and because it sounds good, they should actually go out there and live a lifestyle of what you're projecting. I come here with PhD sources, bro. Yeah, and then you're just gonna cherry pick arguments. I'm not gonna play those games with you. So I hope that this is the last conversation about how meat is bad for you, because this is the conversation what's meant to be about. It's never been once a year how a meat can cause cancers. I never made that argument. I said it's a potential. You can make it if can and it can, whatever you want to say. I use words specifically because I know there's sources that can validate it. There's a potential that you can eat meat and it can cause these cancers and are detrimental to your body. Even that once, yeah? So Nature Man, this is your time now, bro. But I'm done with this conversation. So let's go.
No, yeah, no, obviously I just wanted to say, innit, like, I get what Matchfit is saying, innit, because obviously the sources in terms of scientifically, they do state that, you know, higher levels of, you know, in terms of consumption of meat, yeah, could contribute to, you know, cancer, etc., XYZ. But it also says that, you know, these things are not proven in the sense of like other illnesses, diabetes, and there was another number of other things. You can see the link that I put in there. It's not even a link. If I know how to pin it, then I'll do it properly for the National Institute of Health. Yeah, but that's just one source. Obviously, fair enough. I don't even like to go to these sources because most of the time I try to use my logic. Yeah, because at the same time, obviously, yeah, cool, all right, you could eat small doses of, you know, levels of meat and not get cancer. Yeah, but not everybody's makeup's the same. One question I want to ask you is though, yeah, Matchfit, yeah, both of you, in fact, yeah. If you, for example, have a person that has cancer though, yeah, and yeah, would you give them meat to eat? That's the question. Matchfit first, please. If somebody had cancer,
secure them.
If somebody I'm saying if somebody had cancer, because everybody deals with cancer differently in society. Yeah, let's say it's the normal thing. You're in a hospital. The person's in hospital. They're getting meals in the hospital. Yeah, like would you be someone to say, okay, it's fine for them to eat meat if they had cancer?
Contrary to your opinion and your feelings, I'm plant-based.
No, it's about you now.
You're asking me. I'm answering. So contrary to your feelings about me, I'm plant-based. I advocate for a plant-based lifestyle. I told all my clients that is fundamentally what humans are supposed to do. We don't need to eat meat. If you live in an environment where you can get all your nutrition from plants, this is ideal. I believe that it's the healthiest form of dietary. That's what I 100% believe. But I'm also not naive to understand that there are ways to benefit from eating meat. People do it all the time. This is my whole argument. It's a simple one. I don't know why it seems so hard to comprehend. So what you're asking me, I don't know. Like if I had a cancer patient and they're under my care and I decide what they eat, whether they had cancer or not, I would tell everyone I think plant-based is the best. Don't need meat. You just don't need it. There's no need for it.
That's fine then. So
we live in the West. We have all these sources of food. Why do you need it? So at the same time,
go on. Sorry, go on.
But at the same time, if you're gonna eat meat, there's ways you can eat meat, and it's gonna be negligibly harmful. You don't have have to eat none of this processed shit. You don't have to eat burgers and sausages. You can get some grass-fed. You can even do some eggs. Eat less of it. Eat hella fiber-rich veg.
But what would the point?
Cleansing,
What would the point in that be though? If your body's not compatible with meat, why would you want to eat something that's a detriment to your health? Whether it's just the one odd time or not.
It's not necessarily a detriment though. That's my point. It's not necessarily a detriment. It doesn't have to be a detriment if you deal with it right. Just like anything. It's not necessarily bad for you if you eat it in the right ways. This is what I'm saying. If you eat the right meat cuts and you don't overdo it, you eat a right amount of fiber-rich right plant material, you eat plenty of that, a little bit of meat is not going to harm you. You'll be fine. People have been doing it forever.
All right, family. We're gonna introduce Khal. We're gonna introduce Khal into the thing, yeah. But before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe and follow Eazi Herb YouTube channel, because this is the convo that's gonna be put on there, yeah. So I'm gonna big up Khal, because me and Khal had a positive conversation that we had yesterday, and we were talking about meat and everything, yeah. So I want him to tie in and give him his opinion on the conversation. I'm not really sure if you heard the whole content of what match fit narrative is, but you can tie in.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, man.
All right, let me backtrack. Is it what big up Match one? Is it that Match Fit saying that despite the fact Match Fit is plant-based, is vegan or whatnot, that he understands that there may be benefits to eating meat now and again? Is that what you say? Is it you're saying?
Go on, Match
I'm
Fit.
saying there's no necessary detrimental effect to eating meat if done in the right way. It's not going to harm.
Okay.
Some people can actually benefit them depending on the state of their health and where they are. Some people can actually find a benefit, and people have. They literally have.
Okay. All right. And quick one, because I can't stay in this thing for long, but I just want to big up the thing anyway. Is it that Eazi? Are you disagreeing with what Match Fit is saying then?
No, he kind of push another question to me. He's arguing another point that Eazi's bloody never even made. So basically the point.
Are you disagreeing with what he's saying? Is that what this is about?
I'm saying this is what I'm saying. With meat sauces, there's components with it. The components that's within meat sauces causes a detrimental to the body, long term and short term. Potential, yeah. Yeah. So that's the answer to the question.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. So when you say potential, is that a yes or a maybe? Because potential means maybe.
Yes. Yeah. This depending on the content of how much of meat you use, the potential is going to be higher than others.
All right. Cool. But isn't it fair to say that apart from meat, there's other foods that can cause cancer as well? Because if there is, then this isn't a problem about eating meat. It's a problem about food in general.
No, yeah, of course. Okay, so depending if you're I'm trying to compare the meat source to the plant based. If you're comparing the both, yeah, then you won't find you will find it hard to find plant based causing cancers. You'll have to find it very hard. And if you find some components within plant-based that could have a potential of causing a detrimental, certain things like how the way you cook it would deplete that detrimental within plant-based. So you would actually find it very hard to source up scientifically to prove how plant-based diet can cause, and it ain't just cancer. When I mentioned a detrimental to the body from meat factors, because we explained it last time. We're talking about strokes, we're talking about acidosis, we're talking about the attack on the microbiome, we're talking about neural deficiency and everything. We can go in for a whole list. So yeah, you'll find it very hard to source up.
Cool, I get that, but do we have sources, proof, evidence that say meat causes cancer in any way?
Yes, we do. I can name you a few.
Where do those sources come from?
I can name you through. One is called alkylating mutational signatures. The other one calls TMA, which is trimethylamine oxide, and the other one is arachidonic acid, and another one is high in amino acid called methionine, and another one is called
I'm not asking. Thing is, I'm not asking about the illnesses specifically. I'm asking about who did these sources? Who are they coming from?
Once you Google those names, those things, all the sources will flood you, bro. So that's the right.
I respect that. Cause the thing is, I respect that because Google is at my fingertips. I get it. But if I'm saying to you right now, who are they coming from? Are they coming from people with an agenda? Are they coming from meat eaters? Are they coming from government? Who are they coming from? Because if they're coming from government, no one can deny that there's been an agenda to stop people from eating meat for over 20 years now. And there must be a reason behind that. And no one can tell me it's for health benefits because the government don't give a shit about us. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
And if it's coming from, hold on, let me finish that, right? If it's coming from vegans, right, who are saying this, then that sounds agenda driven. You see what I'm saying? That sounds like there's a bias. So that's why we're saying, where is the source coming from? Because if the source is coming from someone who say eats meat, who eats anything, I can believe there's plausibility to that. If it's coming from a vegan, then bro, that sounds agenda driven. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, when we're talking about sourcing and we're making statements and we're providing proof, yeah, with my sources, it always all my sources you will find a plethora of PhD. I mean PhD, a plethora. So it's not one. Cause I know where you're going with this. With my sources, you will find a PDF study with a plethora of scientists, you know, all around the world, from China and etc.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can respect that. But my thing is that just me personally, regardless of what the topic is, I generally don't trust scientists because they're paid to prove something and they will prove it by any means most of the time. And it's rare that they're being genuine about what it is that they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Because most scientists are run by government bodies at the end of the day. And regardless of your feelings of meat eating or plant eating, this or that, the government has no agenda to keep us healthy. They don't. So if the government says to me beef is bad for you, I'm going to be like, beef is good for you. If the government says to me, this vegetable, spinach or that is bad for you, I'm going to say it's good for you because the government's always an opposite. And at the end of the day, they own most of the scientific bodies around the world. You see what I'm saying? So my issues lie with the scientists. If it's your average, I don't know, herbal doctor who's down the road in Brixton and he's be like, yo, I've test run this, that and that, I'm more likely to take his word for it. If it's some nerd in a textbook who used to work for so-and-so at some government body, I might be like, yo, he's on bullshit, bruv. You see what I'm saying? We know we can't trust him, man, at the end of the day, regardless what we're talking about.
Yeah, but the thing is, then this is really not even a platform to have these type of discussions, because the thing is, at the end of the day, when people get I'm full victim of cancer, we're not, you know what I mean? We're not, bro, we're going to the doctors, fam. So let's be realistic when we make these statements. Wait, let me finish. Khal. Let me finish. I want to make a point. You mentioned the fact that for the last 20 years meat has been demonized, but you know that there was a period of time where meat was a superfood and it was pushed as an agenda for economic gains in the world industry. So the way that you made that, it was pushed, and then and if you actually do the study. Because if you go back, you would see how the raise and the statistics of cancers and other illness start to emerge. Yeah. So wait, let me finish. No, let me just finish that point because you made that statement. So even if there is a backlash on how meat might be bad in the last 20 years, bro, there's probably been about another 50 or 100 years where meat was pushed and all diseases started to occur and all these statistics started to be made. So you know what I mean? Okay, cool. You can't make that argument. It's a little bit hard for you to do that.
I get that. Can I raise a point there? You said when meat was being pushed as a superfood, you said there was an economic gain, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, economic gain, not health gain.
Yeah.
Right, if economics leads to money.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Government bodies care more about money than they do anything else. So even if we was to gain health benefits at the time from meat, say we was, they wouldn't care because the economic gain for them is more viable.
Facts.
As long as they get the money, they don't care. You see what I'm saying? So it's a case of that wasn't about our health there and then. But even then, if we look at the time what you're referring to, where meat was being pushed as a superfood, this, that, and the other. Don't you think that it's a bit odd how at that time things like fast foods like McDonald's and KFC and this and that was being pushed up as well? But the difference there is those are crap meats, those are processed meats. So and if you're saying, that's when cancer and this illness and that popped up, you got to look at the junk food, you got to look at the processed meats. You're not going to look at the butcher's meat, which is good for you. You see what I'm saying? Because junk food, processed food, whether it comes in plant form or meat form, is bad for you. Yeah, we both know there's a lot of so-called vegan foods on the market that is full of processed crap. But because it's a trend nowadays to be vegan for a vast majority of people, all these companies look at fast food meals that they can promote as vegan to be like, yo, let's make a quick buck when that food is full of crap. You see what I'm saying? So health and illnesses, for me, I say they're not necessarily linked to a particular food source that's natural. And I mean natural in the sense of whether it comes out of the ground or comes out of the animal, it's natural. But if we look at processed foods, whether it's meat or plant or whatever, those have the highest link to anything bad. You look at breakfast cereal, how much people got diabetes and high blood pressure because of Kellogg's. You see what I'm saying? Like things like that, and they don't want to tell you these things. Like they don't want to tell you.
Yeah, but where do you go that? Where did you get that statistics from though? To know that.
Those sources I can give to you after this.
Yeah, but then again, you got sources then, Khal. Khal, listen, you still rely on sources then. You get where I'm coming from. So when you were saying that you can't rely on government and courses, you're still using sources.
I'm not talking about government sources.
So where's it coming from then?
I'm talking about health professionals that talk and write about this stuff in a day when nothing to do with the government. You see what I'm saying?
So how did he pick? How did he differ? How did he pick?
All right, but let me give you an example. Eazi, yeah? It's that, all right, I read something once, yeah? Ask me the source after. Let me just land, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
I read something once, yeah, that said there's a link between breakfast cereals, specifically things from Kellogg's like Frosties, Cornflakes, Cheerios, whatever, that has a link to boys growing up with severely low testosterone levels and having ADHD and hyperactive this and that with their brains and whatnot, being unstable, that kind of thing, behavior issues, yeah? Now, I looked into that, right? Because obviously you can't take someone's word for granted just because they said it, yeah? I looked into that and I found a quote once that was written by Kellogg's himself, the man who invented these cereals way back when, and before he was even into cereals, he had an issue with children, saying that children are too disobedient now. Their testosterone in boys is too high. We need to get them under control, blah, 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 blah. And it's funny how a few years later, he's put out all these breakfast cereals that are now linked in this day and age to having the complete opposite. It's as if the man almost got his way. You see what I'm saying? So if man says something back then, and it's being proven now, it's like, yo, you got to look at these things. You see what I'm saying? And my point is that if I can make that about breakfast cereal, right, which isn't meat, any man can say meat is bad for you in this way or the other, and have it proven or disproven later down the line. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is that, yo, processed food is the problem, with its processed meat, processed cereals, whatever, and there's always someone with an agenda behind it. It's nothing to do with the meat itself or the grain itself or the plant itself. It's the process that goes behind it when you add all these things into the food that is causing cancer, ADHD, autism, whatever illnesses you want to throw out there that we want to blame on food.
Let me give you an example
That's
then.
my thing, it's processed food.
Yeah, let me give you an example then. Because the thing is, you definitely got a point. I think there is a clear difference between processed food and certain fresh food. You get it coming from. But like I said, there's components. Yeah, of course. So there's components in there. The thing is, you're gonna have to look at let me just give you a component which is found in meat, regardless if it's processed or not. It's heme iron.
Okay.
Heme iron.
Say that again.
Heme iron.
Yeah.
So heme iron is found in meat. Non-heme iron is found in plant-based. You can't find heme iron in plant. You only can find non-heme. So with heme iron in meat, you can research that and find out if it's just in processed meat, because I know for a fact it's in all meat, all shape or form.
Okay.
And this component high doses of the component can cause what you called alkylating mutational damage, which is a form of DNA damage.
Right.
And this then disrupts the cells, which then makes it abnormal cells. If you know, another scientific way, it's called cancer cells. So okay, you might have to look in those components see if it is in chicken, see if heme iron is in red meat, and if it is, then that's a question that you need to, you know what I mean, that's something that you need to look at now, because heme iron is been tested and proven that it causes what you called is alkylating mutational signatures, and I don't think you will be able to hide away from that one.
Well, no, if the facts are the facts, man won't argue with that. At the end of the day, you get me.
Yeah.
Like you people can be upset about how they feel, but you can't be upset about the facts. You get me? So I understand that.
Yeah.
The facts don't care about the emotions.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
But hold on, I'm just reading what Nature was saying before. I don't know why he's not in the video.
No, but the thing is, I'm trying to add in. I can't add no more than 3 man. So I don't know if Matsfit got anything to say.
Okay.
If Matsfit got anything to say. Matsfit, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
He's not there.
So,
No, he's there. He's there.
Okay.
so yeah, like,
Oh, my bad, bro.
even on that heme iron point, I'm gonna go back to my point, my only one point. You're making it sound like I'm moving the goalpost. My only one point. Even with that heme iron point, it's about the amount. You suggested it earlier. High amounts are suggested to be linked to higher rates of this mutation or damage, right? So that suggests there's an amount of meat I could eat based on that logic with this heme iron that isn't going to raise it enough to up my chances, right? Because it's high amount. So if I only eat one steak and there's not enough heme iron in that to give me that heightened amount to give me this mutational effect, then I've cancelled out the negative effect that the heme iron has. And we'll find this with all the properties, whether it's the omega-6, whatever the properties that we're talking about, that you're talking about, has a problematic effect with me. It's about the dosage. How much of this shit you're taking in is going to lead to elevated whatever, and that elevated whatever leads to these potential illnesses that you're talking about. It's not just having it, period. And omega-6 on that note is something we need. We need some omega-6s. So clearly, it's not the fact that omega-6s are in meat is a problem. It's how much. And then, on top of that, how much of the meat we're eating. So those, I never made no other point. One thing I want to ask you, you told me I need to source up. What kind of sauce do you want from me, Keith? What sauce do you want? What do you want me to verify exactly?
Bro, I kind of lost my energy when it comes to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I have anything to say, blood. So I'm gonna leave it as that. When I gain the energy, I will go back and I will have these things that you need to prove. On the last content, on the last video, I told you what you need to prove as well. So the thing is, like, I'm on the last video, I showed you what you need to prove. I give you a list of what you need to prove. Yeah.
What was the list?
The list, bruv. Watch the video. Watch the UN. No, man, not that. Not that.
I don't know what you mean.
I released the video yesterday. I sent it to you yesterday. At the end, the conversation was between me and you, and I give you a list of what you need to source up on. Yeah, and I think once you start doing that, then we can have a little bit of a better discussion.
I don't know what you're saying. So you done a post yesterday.
No,
about the end of our last conversation.
No, I released our conversation yesterday.
Okay.
In that conversation, I have provided you a list of what you need to source up. There's a conversation between me and you present, bro. So I don't know why you got amnesia, like why you're don't like.
You gave me a list of things to source up.
Yeah, how can you not remember things, bro?
I don't remember no list of things. See, there's a list and you can't remember none of them.
I do. I remember giving you this list.
Easy, give him one. Easy, just give him
Jesus
one.
Christ, bro.
Just give him one easy.
What's one of the things you want me to
I told you that you need to source up how plant-based causes cancers, and told you that you need to source up how plant-based causes cardiovascular disease, and told you to source up to how plant-based causes acidosis, and you should source up how plant-based causes dysfunction in the microbiome, causes oxidative stress. This is the list that I give you, bro.
I never, right, one, I've not made any case. You're clapping, good for you, well done. I never made any case for that. I said,
but I told you to provide those lists, bro.
One sec. I made the case. Too much of anything is bad.
That's just a fundamental fact, bro. But if you want me to show you that too much lettuce is going to cause a specific disease, then I'm going to have to look it up. If you want me to show you too much mushroom is going to cause a specific disease, I'm going to have to look that up. If you want me to show you too much chickpeas causes... But I don't see why you can't use your logic, and that's a simple fact of anything. Too much of anything is bad. Too much oxygen will kill you, bro. Yeah? That's how shit works. You just want source. You got this academic approach to things, but you lack a bit of understanding on a simple point that doesn't require a source. Just like the fact humans have been eating meat forever. Bushmen all over the world eat meat and are healthy. They don't have high rates of cancer. They don't have high rates of cholesterol. So clearly, there's a way to eat meat that don't lead to the illnesses you're talking about. Because people do it all the time. I don't need to source it up. We know this. It's a fact. Oh yeah, you want a PhD guy to tell you something that I can go to my village and see. I can see it. But you want me to get a PhD guy to show it to you. Good for you, but I don't care for that kind of scholarly approach, bro.
All right.
People have been doing it for thousands of years, bro.
Okay.
People eat meat and are fine.
Okay.
It happens. It's a fact.
I just want to rebut one more time on what you're saying, yeah? When you go back to ancient civilization, ancient times and everything, yeah, about diseases and I'm eating healthy. We know that the life expectancy was very low back in the day. We know that people didn't have the facilities like scientific methods, pharmaceuticals to overcome certain diseases that we overcome with just a simple medicine. With the banging noise is kind of disrupting me. So what I'm trying to say is the basic facilities that we consume now, or we utilize now in the pharmaceuticals and the scientific method, yeah, back in those ancient times, they would have been detrimental. They would have been life-threatening diseases. The common cold would have been life-threatening, certain bacterial things, and etc. The life expectancy back in the day was the age of 50, and it can probably even go lower. So when you say that they were eating it and they were all healthy, that's an absolute lie, and that's bullshit according to logic. So when I'm talking about scientific, you have to show me genetically how these Asian group of people survived, because if you can prove that genetically, this is where you can show and prove how certain dietary didn't correspond with certain diseases. We know that when we go back scientifically, we know that they had certain diseases like herpes, the sickle cell anemia. We know certain basic, not saying they were basic, but I'm trying to say certain basic like bacterial phages or virus or phages, which is like simple colds and flus that can cause illness to the fact of death. Back in the days, would be treated nice and simple with a common flu cold remedy. Yeah. So
you don't know any of that to be true.
Huh?
You don't know any of that to be true.
No, I do. Scientifically.
We're going to run a source. Who told you life expectancies were lower?
I know in ancient Egypt. I know in ancient Egypt, and I got a source for ancient Egypt of the disease that the population were dying from. I know that. I got a source for that, so I can provide that.
All right, where's your source? Because if you're talking about ancient times, this shit better be scribbled on a tablet, bruv.
No, scientific. Brother, they can do genetics of the mummies, the bones that are found. They can, brother, that's what I'm trying to say, scientific. You can do genetic testing and find out what people have died from. They know. Wait, Khal.
These are the same people that said dinosaurs walked about, bro. We can't say.
Yeah, but listen to my point before you go somewhere else, Khal. Listen to my point before you go somewhere else. There's scientific sources that can validate what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. We can find scientific sources that can validate that we wasn't living to a higher age that we're living now. Science, you know what I mean? The technology and scientists have improved, made the life expectancy last longer. You can't hide that. Logically, you can't hide from that. But scientifically, I know before you cut up me, but scientifically, I can show you. I'm gonna show you a source of how Egyptian pharaohs were dying over certain diseases that we know now we can cure. So using that argument, it's a vague argument because you can't prove. I'm talking to match fit, Khal. So when he says that we was eating healthily, then he will have to source up, because I can source up and showing that we was dying at a high rate over diseases and illness that we can easily cure now. So that's my argument.
Okay, easy. I understand what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah.
But where you're saying that back then, there was a lot more diseases that we couldn't cure and this and that, and the life expectancy was shorter. All of us here have heard the complete opposite, where people have also said people used to live way longer back then. We had advanced technology that would cure this and that back then. We've heard the opposite of what you're saying, and those same people who said the opposite also claim their sources, how people used to live to a couple 100 years old and all this and that. So it's like, we can't take any of that for truth, whether the life expectancy was 35 or whether it's 135. We don't know. Because when people talk about ancient times, the fact of the matter is, all people got is theories, bruv. None of us knew what happened thousands of years ago. We know what happened a couple 100 years ago, but we don't know thousands of years ago. We don't, at the end of the day. Because someone's going to say, well, yo, there's the person who said this about the Egyptians and this and that. Like, yo, they're driven by agenda. And it's like, everyone has an agenda at the end of the day. So what do you know to be truth, bruv? What do you know? Your truth is based on who you believe, not what is the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Can I jump in after him, please?
Go on then. Because I was going to make one quick statement. Can I make one quick point? Maxfit, can I make one quick point? One quick point. So the reason why we do need to stand on genetics and everything, because one conversation that Matchfit and me and Nature Man had a discussion on the video, we were talking about how they done a DNA testing on the mummies that were found in the Ancient Egyptian country, and the government was trying to push the agenda that they were Middle Eastern and they weren't of African descent, and the genetics came back where the pharaohs were 93% sub-Saharan African. So we're standing on that. So and this is of mummies that was living on 1500 BC. So this is an argument that I can make. Go on, Matchfit.
Not much.
Yeah, so you're making this whole thing about back in the day, everyone's death rate was lower, their life expectancy was lower. First thing I want to say is, how does that relate to me? I don't understand the connection with me. Yeah. Big man thing. You're laughing. I don't. That's a serious question. Why are you laughing? My second point about that. As the world has consumed more meat in the last 200 years, the global life expectancy has raised. So if we're going to look at a simple metric like life expectancy back there and say they was eating meat, so that clearly that means the meat was killing them because they just weren't eating veg, and that would have made them live longer, then I could argue based on that, well, more people eat more meat now and their life expectancy is better than it was. So the meat is making them live longer. Can you see how it's a problem linking this ancient life expectancy that you're saying was low to meat? Can you see the issue there?
I already made that argument because you made the argument. You're acting like I just made up this argument, bro. You made a statement, Matchfit. I don't just make up stuff like this. I just rebuttal what you just said. You said that primates would be, brother, that's why I love recording and I'm going to put it out. You're acting, you always change the goalpost. I never made this argument. You created the fact that, we've been eating for millennia. You made that statement first. All I done is rebutted you. That's all I done, Matchfit. And now you're coming back saying that if I can make the statement, you can make the statement. You made the statement first. You do this all the time, Matchfit. I don't know why. It's like you do. I
don't think you've understood anything I've just said. The statement I made earlier was quite simple, right? I'm just making the case that humans have always eaten meat. It's not nothing new. And many populations have done well eating a little bit of meat. We've always eaten a little bit of meat. Bush people, native, aboriginal people have always eaten the meat of the land when they could get some. They've always been 80 to 90% plant-based. And they don't lead in the diseases. This is the specifics. They don't lead in the diseases that you are saying are linked to meat. The cancer, the cholesterol. You're saying these are linked to me. I'm saying these bush people don't have these diseases in these high numbers or even to any great effect. These people have looked at them and they're not finding these cancers and the cholesterol like they find in the West, even though these people do eat a bit of meat. So I don't understand how your point was a rebuttal to that point. Because life expectancy back then was less, So what does that prove? This is my original question. What does that prove? The life expectancy with that. Because if you're suggesting that proves that the meat was killing them, then again, if that's your suggestion, I don't know, because you keep making faces, I don't know. If that's your suggestion, then I'm saying, then that would mean, I could argue the fact that life expectancy has gone up since meat intake globally has gone up, that would suggest meat is making people live longer. Because life expectancy has definitely gone up in the last 100 years, that's a fact. And meat intake has definitely gone up in the last 100 years, that's a fact. So what are you really linking this life expectancy to? It had nothing to do with my point. I didn't mention life expectancy. I mentioned that bush people consume small amounts of meat, 90 to 80% plant material, and do not lead in diseases. They never had high rates of cancer. They didn't cholesterol. They weren't overweight. They was fine. I didn't say nothing about life expectancy, how long they live.
I never said that you did. I mentioned that. I mentioned life expectancy.
Ancient life expectancy.
Yeah, You brought up the past. You brought up the past. Yeah, you went back into primates and how our humanoids has always been using meat. That's why I said back in the days, people's life expectancy was lower. That's why I brought it up, bro. So it's quite.
No, but that doesn't explain anything. What relevance is that to me?
Brother, when we watch it back, when we all watch it back, you can rewind and then you can understand why I mentioned that.
No, you never.
I don't wanna go back and forth. I don't wanna go back and forth on it.
What link is ancient life expectancy got to do with meat? How are they related?
I never said it had anything to do with meat. I was making a clear point, and I made that point. So all you have to do is just go back and then you can realize you can realize and understand why I made that point. That's all you need to do, Matri. It seems like your memory your memory capacity is a little bit is misplaced, bro. It's like your memory you talk and you can't remember what you said 5 minutes ago.
I'm stupid, I remember.
No, it's not stupid, bro. I never call you stupid.
Yeah, let's move on. This topic's getting a bit techie. Let's try and bring it back. Bring it back, man. This ain't going to be answers. It's going to keep rebutting it. It's long. It's not good for content. It's not good for our mental, bruv. You get me?
Bro, it's a debate. I'm completely calm.
I know. It's a debate. I hear you. It's a debate. But we're right now, we're at a rock and a hard place, bro.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't know if you want to carry on.
I don't understand. I don't understand the link to life expectancy back in the day to the point that we're talking about, to the whole context of the discussion.
All right.
As far as I understand.
All right.
And I was looking for an understanding of what relevancy is.
Okay.
Because can you answer that though? We've always eaten.
Well, I'm just gonna repeat myself. You're just gonna rebuttal the argument, bro. This, like he said, we've always been eating meat, and that's the reason why I bought it back. If he said that we've always been eating meat, then like I was saying, life expectancy back in the day was lower than us. My point was the fact that science has grown. The ancient civilizations didn't have the technology and the scientific method that we have now. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, the reason why certain people back in the day would not have lasted longer, because there was a lot of environmental hazards, there's a lot of diseases. I'll mention that. I don't have to repeat myself again. This is the thing. If you have bad memory, then don't expect me to entertain me repeating myself. I'm not a parrot here, bro.
That's fine, but hear what you just said, yeah? You said back then they didn't have the things we have to deal with, certain diseases, parasites, environmental issues. None of that is linked to diet. This is my point. None of that conjecture is linked to the context of this conversation.
Okay. Just have to go back, bro.
That back then they had a bad life expectancy because they didn't have the means to deal with certain disease, certain parasites, certain environment, all things got to do with the diet. The
whole conversation, that part of the contents, yeah, was about trusting scientific method. So that's how I'm trying to say your memory is off. The
Trusting the scientific method.
Yeah, wait, let me finish, because your memory is off. That content of that discussion there was about trusting scientific method. So what? So it wasn't about meat specifically. You're bringing it back to meat, but we was past that. We were talking about trusting in scientific method. So that's why I brought up. That's why I brought up the ancient Egyptians and how we can trust the scientific method of how they proved that their pharaohs were sub-Saharan Africans. So what I'm saying is,
that was a different conversation.
no, that was on the same content. That was on the same content. That was on the same content. Of course, that was on the same. Brother, we're gonna go back and forth. No, we're going back and forth, bro. We're going back and forth.
No, we're not, because you have misplaced this.
Then quote it. Then quote it.
You was rebutting my point, not Khal. You was rebutting my point about the habits of indigenous peoples all over the world. I was making a point about the habits of indigenous peoples involving eating some amount of meat, and then you tried to rebut somehow. This is what I don't understand. You tried to rebut me about, oh yeah, you're saying they've always eaten meat, but their life expectancy was low. That's literally how it went. And I was like, so how does their life expectancy being low relate to the fact that they eat? I don't get it. And this is what I'm asking. And now you're telling me
I don't know, mate. The whole content must have got misconstrued, because I know the point that I was arguing, bro.
Forget it. Cool.
So my point was very clear.
Alright, cool.
Go on, Khal.
Well, honestly, I think with this, it's a case of Matrick has asked something, and you've given an answer easy, but I think context has been misplaced, and I think that's what the issue here is. I think we're debating about the wrong things because we all got the wrong understanding of what's actually happening right now. That's all it is. It's a misunderstanding between everyone. It's not a big deal. That's all it is. But I think that topic did kind of divert just a bit too much. It went off track just a bit too much in terms of talking about ancient civilizations, life expectancies there and there. And realistically, we should just bring it back to what we was discussing before, that you get me, which is me linked to cancer, linked to illness, this, that, rare, tear. Because in all truths, I think that only makes sense anyway, because like we don't live in those ancient times anyway. Like we can use that as an example for this, that, and the other, but if we're talking about the things, we've got to focus on what's affecting us in the day and age here and that, you get me? So we don't really need to discuss the pharaohs and sub-Saharan and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, just focus on what we're doing now, which is, is meat linked to cancer and illness, there's rare tear. Are there any plant bases that are linked to that rare tear? And I think that was the main, I'm guessing before I came on, that was the main gist of this debate anyway. You see what I'm saying? So maybe we should just keep it there, cause it's kind of a bit off track, guys. Like, you man are brethren. Like, there's a thin line between debate and disrespect. You get me? Let's keep on debate, bruv.
Nah, me might think going like back and forth like this all the time.
Disrespectful language. I can't say this here for everyone, but I don't use no disrespectful.
But who is you disrespectful language?
I'm not saying anyone specifically much. Let me finish. I'm not saying any language specifically, but there are times now and then where some of the stuff we're saying is probably being taken the wrong way, and it's causing anger and this and that, rare tear. Like, we can all see it. Let's not run from it, you get me? But it don't matter now. Throw out the window, bruv. Let's go back to topic, bruv.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to topic, man. Like, we're going to be debating the same shit in Brixton Street for 4 hours anyway. We know what we're like. And it's all friendly banter, it's all knowledge sharing anyway. You get
it's always that, man. Me and Matchfit go. Yeah, definitely. Me and Matchfit go back and forth like that still. So it ain't. It's never something personal, bro.
You get me? If Zach was here, it'll be a massive, bruv. So. But
yeah, nah. The thing, back to the thing though. You know what I mean? I think really, I think sources is definitely needed, because it can lay a foundation where you can create your argument. It's like when we're doing a lot of lip chatting, then you're just expecting man to believe what you say, bro, and that's not gonna work in the environment over here, bro.
Of course, but easy. You don't understand here. Me personally, where I respect your thing where you say sources are needed, this, that, rare, I fully fuck with that. But at the same time, Matchfit isn't wrong when he says, some of it is just general understanding, bruv. Like what you see here, like what's happening around you. Like at the end of the day, our first and foremost experiences and what we believe is what we can see, what we hear, what we see going on with ourselves and other people. So when Matchfit is saying, you got a basic understanding as well, he's not wrong, bruv. For sources, it really has to.
But then again, with science is opposite that. Science is opposite everything that you just mentioned about your personal experience, your subjective belief, and science against all of that. Because you can feel and however you want to. You can put experiences however you want to. Because with science, we do statistics. If the statistics outweigh your personal opinion and your truth, then it doesn't mean crap. So that's a very important point that we have to make now.
I get what you're saying, and I respect the science thing as well, but science ain't the full story is what I'm saying. Sometimes you just have to go off what
I agree.
You know and what you've experienced. Matthew is talking about, just have some understanding of what you see and hear around you sometimes, bruv. And he's not wrong. You see what I'm saying? That always comes with statistics.
I'll go further. It's not as simple as what I see around me. It's as simple as what we know to be true.
Yeah, fully.
As a fact, we know people eat meat and are fine. We know indigenous peoples all over the world eat meat and do not lead in these illnesses that we are relating to meat. Yeah, the indigenous peoples all over the world don't suffer from high cholesterol, obesity, cancer, these issues. Right?
Eazi, do you remember the example I gave you yesterday, what Mash was talking about now? When me and you were talking, I was talking about eating meat. Do you remember I said to you, let me give an example, I said my dad is 60 odd years old, He's been eating meat his entire life, pork, beef, bacon, eggs, the lot, fry-ups every day, He's almost 60 odd. He's fit, bruv. He's in good shape, tear. He ain't a gym guy, but you can see he's fully able, he's functional, he's a strong guy, you see what I'm saying? He's almost 60, he's had no health issues. He don't have no high cholesterol, cancer, this, that, the other, he's fine. Right, so there's a time and place to eat meat, and like what Matrix saying, there's people been eating it all over the world for how many hundreds of years, and nothing wrong with them. I used my dad as an example yesterday, and it's like that's not statistics, that's not science, that's just something I know. You see what I'm saying? That's something I know. You get me? He's fine. So where all this thing comes from about meat linked to cancer, this, that, and the other. It's like, sometimes, all right, maybe there is something to it. There probably is when meat is linked to cancer, but sometimes you got to look at it from a standpoint of it's an individual thing, not a mass population thing, where it might affect some people, might not affect other people. And let me give you an example of that, you got cases of people, who have been smoking their entire lives, and some of them are like in their 90s, live right up to the 90s. You got people who say they've been quote unquote healthy in their entire life, and they dead at 60. You see what I'm saying? Different things affect different people differently. You get me? So is meat linked to cancer? Probably. But so is a lot of things.
But the thing is, Khal, with that story and that experience that you shared with your father, like the thing is, I can easily mention about 4 to 5 people that I know directly, family members I know directly, that have converted their lifestyle from eating meat to plant-based, and it changed all their illnesses, the potential illnesses of up to autoimmune disease in their large intestines, to infertility of not giving birth. That's my family members. I didn't give that to you. I didn't give that to you because I'm on the side of scientists. We can all have our subject experiences and belief, but it doesn't all overrule statistics, bro. So even when I respect your opinion, I could have said many more. But I understand the rules of science, and I know that I can't give you my emotions or my experiences to validate a fact. So even when they say so, wait, Khal, I'm gonna bring it back to Max fit, because even when you say that experience is valid, of course it's valid because it's your experience and your but bro, in a conversation about the objective, because the same way that a Max fit use logic and make you understand it in the scientific world, that doesn't mean crap. How you feel and how people live longer and seem strong doesn't mean crap when you go into genetics and go into the cells and go into your into microbiome. It doesn't mean crap unless you do testing. Testing overrules everything.
This is the basic point of what I'm saying. The basic point of what I'm saying is where I use my dad as an example, leading off what Matrix said. People have been eating meat for how many hundreds of years in different parts of the world. My point is that not everything runs off statistics and science, and some of it at the end of the day is just down to how individual people react, tolerate, or benefit from different diets. In the case of my dad, he's been eating what we would classify as junk meat for 60 odd years, and he's fit as fuck. You see what I'm saying? Right? And I can guarantee, if he thinks he's never had any illnesses, but I can guarantee if he went to a vegan or plant-based diet, it probably wouldn't be good for him. Yeah? It probably wouldn't be good for him. You see what I'm saying? And if we're talking about a man who's 60 odd years old, right? It's like, yo, whatever he's doing, stick with it because it's clearly working. And the thing is, how many people can you say that about in this day and age or in their 60s? Not many, let's be real. So we can't always run off the things of, yo, statistics, that science, that. Sometimes you got to look at what's before you and be like, yo, whatever he's doing is working. Fuck it, there's something to it.
Yeah, I respect that.
All right, can I jump in here now, yeah? Like here, this is the nuance. This is what... you don't see what I'm saying with my whole argument. And Khal, I understand that you're kind of agreeing with me, but you're kind of not agreeing with me either, because my whole argument isn't as simple as disregard the science because I see something different. What I'm saying is we have evidence from all of these sources. We have this evidence that we know, like your story there, and just in general, we know these different populaces have used meat forever, right, and seem to not have negative effects. And then we have scientific evidence that these certain diets do have these things that are correlated. Yeah, we haven't proved distinct link, but you proved the correlation to certain issues and diseases, right? And there's scientific arguments against that too. Let me just point that out. There are scientific arguments against the idea that meat is a direct cause for cancers. There are people who have science that argue against that notion. But even if I accept that notion, yeah, the point I'm trying to make is we have all of this evidence one way and evidence the other way. So how can we balance it all out? What is the correct understanding given all of this evidence? And if you really take it all in, the most scientific, in my view, the most scientific and the most logical interpretation is there is a way to use meat that isn't detrimental. That is what you must conclude. Of course, we can accept because science has shown us there is negative compounds in meat. Okay, cool. But cool, must accept that people eat meat and do well. Cool. Both things are things we have to acknowledge exist. Therefore, the only conclusion I can scientifically and logically come to is there is a way to utilize meat. It's not opinion, it's not a feeling. I'm going on all the evidence available. There are literally people who were in a diseased state and then use a carnivore diet. Jordan Peterson's the most famous one, but his daughter too. They're very famous people. They just eat only animal products. They were completely diseased and they use that to heal themselves, right? There are people that do this, other people, but these are just famous people, right? What am I to say as a plant-based person that believes that we're supposed to only eat plant material? What am I to say? No, that's gonna kill them. When it's literally healed them. What am I to say? Just I know or I believe plants are the best, and because I've got this source that says it's gonna give you cancer, am I just gonna say this source overrides the fact that them eating animal products has actually healed them? Am I to say that these sources overrides the fact that people all over the planet have been eating Aboriginal people, native people, without the West have been utilizing meat and not had these cancers that we say linked to meat, or cholesterol that we say linked to meat? They have not had these issues, right? They might have some other issue that we're not, the mutation and the but the ones that we are saying we've got science to correlate to meat, the cancer, they don't lead in those, right? But they've been it. My point is, the evidence, all of it, if you look at a holistic approach, says there is a way, because clearly that's what humans do. It's just looking at all the evidence, not looking at your sources only, and saying because the PhD said so, that must be the only truth. All the evidence.
Yo. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow the content, Eazi Herb YouTube channel. Information like this, debates, and all of that. I don't think we can stand here and act like we know all the information. I don't think we can stand here and make a statement that we've seen every information about. I don't think we can stand here and sit down and say that we done the genetic testing on all those people that you're mentioning. I don't think we can stand here and test, say that we have done all of that research. So that's just a argument that I'm not gonna try to make. It's up for you to make and prove. You know what I mean? So I'll leave it as that. When I speak upon every topic or any point that I make, I always provide sources, just to provide the people the information that they can fact check what I'm saying. Yeah, I think is I'm trying to find the right word. I think is right. I'm trying to say rightfully, respectfully, a way to do it. Especially when we're talking about science, especially when we're talking about health. When we speak, we should be able to prove, show and prove, scientific method. When we just sit here and we just chat, I think it's a disservice to the community. You know, Eazi Herbs, it's not a channel where we just chat, you know, and if it sounds good, we have to prove. We have to be able to prove. You have to be able to show scientific method. When we're talking about sources, my sources come with a scientific method of how components turns into cancer cells, how components turns into mutations, and etc. So it's not just scientific people just saying it, they're showing how and proving how, you know. So I think this is the standard that we need to be on when we have discussions about health or anything to do with science. A scientific method of how your point is made and how other people's points are made. Logic is good, but it doesn't hold a lot of weight, because when we deal with in a real world where science is leading every field, we have to keep up. We have to keep up. You know, we need more scientists, like Tupac will say. We need more mathematicians. We need to, that he will say. We need to keep up to survive in this modern world. 2023. We need to be scientific and literate. We need to be up there in the academia. If we're not up there and we're just giving opinion and logics, we're gonna fail every time. And that's my ending point of that. So I don't know if I want to end, but I'm kind of done with that conversation. So Match Fit, you can just rebuttal if whatever you wanted to say on that. Khal can end the thing still. 2024, sorry.
Yeah, like, so you mentioned some weird sources before. Like, I think that was like wholly rhetorical. Yeah, like wanting me to source up how plants are gonna make you sick, how they're gonna give you cancer and all this stuff there. I hope that was rhetorical, because if it is, I think that's a pointless one. What other sources would you like me to bring for the arguments that I've presented? Like, what do you want me to source up exactly?
All right, I want you to source up the genetic testings on all those group of peoples that shows about the diseases and the illnesses and source up on those group of people that you mentioned that have been eating meat and showed and proved how they've been surviving on the food source. Yeah, I want you to. You hear that?
Getting cancer and cholesterol and that stuff.
Yeah, from the ancient times and everything. Yeah.
From ancient times.
Yeah. Because you keep on mentioning these people been living for all these years eating meat. So the thing is, listen to my point. Listen to my point. Because I've made this point before with you before. Yeah. When we talk about a group of people, and we watch how they've been living, and we know that they've been eating meat. Yeah. No matter how old it is, yeah? For us to make a foundation or argument on these people has been living healthily, we'll have to do a form of testing. We'll have to do some form of testing to show how their lifestyle has been beneficial for their existence. So what I'm trying to ask you to do is to provide that. Because I want to see these group of people that you keep on mentioning that's been living a long, strong, healthy lifestyle, eating those meats, been scientifically proven that they've been beneficial, like their lifestyle has been beneficial for them. That's what I want you to show. Because you keep on mentioning these people.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Do you think that there's ever been like a plant-based people? Like, do you think there's a group of people that were plant-based before?
Well, the ancient Egyptians was mostly plant-based, yeah.
But they weren't. They ate some meat, exactly, isn't it?
Yeah, in the Cajuns they were eating meat.
100%. I'm saying every group of people occasionally eat meat. So essentially, bruv, how do we find a comparison? Because there's no group of people, ancient group of people that were fully plant-based. So how will we ever verify?
No, not plant-based. I'm talking about.
Say if I find a study that showed this group of people back in the day used to get cancer, how can I say that's because of their diet of having some meat? Because there's no group of people that didn't have some meat. You follow? So I could never compare them with another group of people that never had the meat to say that, right, see, they would have been better off without the meat. You follow what I'm saying? Because all of them had some meat. All of them. This is my point. We've always done it. Do you know plant-based, yeah? Plant-based, because you made two kind of definition of what plant-based is. You mentioned that you made two definitions. You made one that don't eat no meat products, and then you made and then you made another definition where solely you eat plants, but you can eat so you made so with that solely plant-based but eat meat in an occasion, that lifestyle. Go on.
I kind of lost my point, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I kind of lost my point, fam.
So that lifestyle that you just described is what I'm saying has always happened. This is what I'm talking about. Aboriginal people do, bush people do everywhere. They're 80-90% plant-based, and they eat a little bit of meat here and there. And on that note, all primates do the same thing. All primates, they have a little bit of plant animal product. Yeah, mostly fruit. Yeah, mostly leaves. Yeah, mostly veg, but some animal food. We all primates, bro. So again, this scientific source you want to prove that these men weren't suffering, who are we comparing it to? Because there's no. You
don't have to compare it to anyone. You don't have. You don't have to compare it with everyone. A lot of studies has been shown, like I said, about the life expectancy of a group of people and how ancient times only lived to 50 years or even lower. There's genetic testings of what they've been what they've been diagnosed with. Yeah. So this is where I want you to show proof what you're saying is correct. Because the thing is with me,
what am I saying? What is it you think?
You're saying that back in the day, life was better.
I didn't say it was better. I never said it was better.
Okay.
That's not the point I'm making.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just forcing it, because like I said, bro, I'm just blacked out.
No, the point
I'm kind of knackered now, boy.
We've always eaten some meat. We've never not eaten some meat.
Yeah.
It's not in human nature to eat only plants, because we've always eaten some meat. To be fair, bush people will tell you, like, they live on a plant-based diet, 90% diet, because they can't get enough meat. Ideally, everyone celebrates when they can eat meat, or they'll keep some livestock around, and only celebration time, only certain time of the year they're allowed to eat meat. 3 months out of the year they can't eat it, but one time something happened, they can eat some meat. It's always been a celebratory food. It's like a treat. You understand? This is how basically most ancient peoples have lived all over the world. Basically, because meat is like something, it's not easy to get, and it's expensive to eat that every day. So the normal person cannot do that even if they wanted to. And most of them want to, because it's high fat, it's high calorie, it gives you a lot of energy for one meal. So, because remember, up until very recently, survival was the goal. Man ain't thinking about plant-based, animal-based. Man are thinking about, what am I going to eat to survive? I got to survive.
They take that in consideration as well, though.
Again, my point is, you're asking for a source to verify that, these people weren't getting sick off of this thing.
Nah, bro, you know what it is, yeah? I lost interest, bro, and I said that before. I lost interest. So right now, I'm just forcing stuff. The thing is, my main point is just that, like I said before, I made it logic is not always factual, bro, and I made that clear to you many. And the thing is, it's like. And that's what I'm saying. So when you do speak upon a lot of logic and people's, brother, it doesn't mean that you're right. So what I would like you to do is source up, because I haven't even seen. No, I have seen some sources from you. You get it? But
brothers, I need to take my leave here.
I definitely need you to provide a little bit more sources for the people that are listening to you. That's all I'm saying. Go on, Khal.
Asking me to to source up, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to define the source.
Nah, in general. Go on, Carl.
Yeah. Bless, I've always got to chat with you on the
Yeah, man.
It's been a productive conversation, debate and whatnot. It's good to have match fit on, Carl. Missed you yesterday and whatnot, so it's good to get more of your understanding, your opinion, your views and whatnot, which is initially why I came on in the first place yesterday, you get me? It was interesting to hear this from match fit. And big up Nature Man in the chat, who obviously couldn't get all four of us on, but it'd be good to have a conversation with you at some point as well, I don't even know you get me? But and big up yourself, Eazi, obviously, for bringing man on.
100.
So it's good to chat with you, like, you get me. Regardless of our views, opinions, we're different and whatnot, and what we believe and this and that. Like, these conversations are helpful, because I think it's a thing of, even if we don't believe what the other person says, or we even agree with what the other person says, I feel like the most important thing is that we get each other thinking. You get me? Because thought leads to change to benefit all of us. So even if Matchfit don't agree with what Eazi's saying, I don't agree with Eazi, or I say something Matchfit is like, yo, that's not it. Like, whatever it is, we get each other thinking. So it's always good to have these conversations, you get me? Yeah, big up all of you, man.
Facts.
I kind of need to run, man.
Nah, 100. I'm gonna try to get Nature Man on there. But blessings on, man, Carl. 100%.
Yeah, like for real, like feel free to bring me back in on your conversation.
Yeah, but you know what though, I'm
this or something else. Like man's there, you get me?
Yeah, but Carl, the next conversation is not gonna be about dietary, bro. It's gonna be about African spirit. Cool. It's gonna be about African spirituality, because I'm done with this. I hope this is the end of this, bro. Like you know what I mean?
That's cool.
Everyone's gonna stand in their stance.
The same things.
Yeah, 100.
We don't need to harp on the same things all the time, because when you harp on the same things all the time, you end up going in circles, and there's no point. So it's good to have other discussions on whatever it is, but I'll probably watch your first part one of that and see what you lot are discussing. And if I got something to add, you feel like bringing me in, then by all means, I'm there, innit? So look forward to it.
100. Blessings, man, blessings.
All right, I'm gonna take my leave, yeah?
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna get Nature Man, hopefully get the Nature Man on there. But yeah, I'm kind of like, obviously, man's got to that point now where I think our stance is clear. I don't think for now, you know what I mean, you can source up wherever you want to source up from now, but other than that,
I don't want to source up anything. I'm kind of asking you, what am I supposed to source
up? But I'm tired.
I don't feel I need to source up anything.
Well then, yeah, not for now. Well, not for this conversation now, because I'm tired of it now, bro. Yeah, I'm tired of it. Unless Nature Man wants to do, you know what I mean, I'm gonna invite him, but I'm tired of it now, bro. I think it's quite clear. I think we give that enough information for people to make their right decision, you know, whatever decision that they want to make. I provided sources and etc. You provided your logic and your reasoning and yeah, so it's up to them to do their own research, bro, because remember, this is for the people. So let's see if we can get Nature Man on there and we can get on there. Cause yeah, man, no, definitely. It's always a pleasure. That's why, you know what I mean. But I don't think other people know how me and you we get to the point where we might get loud and that. But it's never nothing personal anyway. So we're banging on the information, bro.
I don't think it will let him on. Like once the Instagram starts crashing like this, and it won't let, like it has a man there. It's like you have to lock off the call and come back on.
Mad thing.
That's how he usually does it to people.
Alright, cuz we do that then. Who's that? Who's saying that?
That's Nature Man again.
Oh, Nature Man is on.
No, he's just in the comments.
Oh, okay, so we start again. Yeah. So we lock off and come back on, yeah? Alright. No, but I always have problems trying to get Nature Man on anyway, bruv.
Yeah, his thing's mad, but once the Instagram crashes, because his name's been there, but he's not on the screen. Once it does that, it starts ramping, so you have to close it, open it.
Alright, cool, we do that. Alright, blessings. No, we got him. Wait, don't go.
Oh shit, there you go.
Bing bang. Alright, Nature Man has been blood. He was banging on the comments, boy. So boy, this is your time, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it short and simple still, obviously. You know, to do the meat thing, obviously. I just wanted to say in it, because like, I think it's logical, but at the same time, we like a little bit of evidence as well on it. So I've put something in the chat. I can DM it to you guys as well. It comes from the National Institute of Health. I think that's one source that we can use. We have to use science, although, yeah, I understand what the brother was saying before, that we have to use logic as well. But I think when it comes to talking about this and these discussions, you know, science is important in, you know, being used, you know, to refer to something. But I've put that in there, and basically all it says is that, you know, it says that it bigs up meat and says that meat is good, whatever, blah, 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 and all the minerals and stuff that people, and how people have benefited, and like what Matchfit was saying about, you know, people have eaten meat from, you know, quite a while now, etc., etc., etc. But then it also does say that it says processed meats specifically, and it says red meat can cause obesity, diabetes, and also some types of organ cancers. Yeah, and then it goes on to also say that there is no specific amount that has been determined, yeah, to whether, you know, it's whether small quantities or large quantities that can cause the cancers, basically.
Oh.
So, with regards to like what we were saying earlier when you asked me to do with, you know, if somebody, well, when I mentioned, you know, that you know, if somebody's to eat meat one day, you know, they could possibly get cancer. It could bring down their immune system. That could be a shit piece of meat even. There's many different aspects to it, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, what we have to understand about eating meat, because the brother that was here before and yourself, you lot have kind of put forward this argument a bit more, and I feel that we're kind of now growing in terms of that argument. We have to understand that meat has something called uric acid. Yeah, and this is the substance that is very detrimental to the body. I haven't, you know, got the information to point you straight to a direct source of that one, but you can go and check that out for yourself. Everybody that's listening in the chat, uric acid. Yeah, and then when it comes to other foods, of
isn't that omega-6?
No,
uric acid. Yeah, and then when it comes to other foods, yeah, like for example, white rice, bread, white flour, cassava, you have carbonic acid, yeah, and these are the things that, you know, are detriment to the body and the blood. Why? Because acids do not carry any oxygens, yeah, and the body lives off of oxygen, yeah. We can survive without food for 3 months, you know, but if we don't have oxygen, we will die within 5 minutes. Yeah, where do we get our oxygen supplies from? We get it from food sources. Yes, we can get from plant-based, which is the most beneficial, yeah, and compatible source of energy for us to turn into the minerals and whatnot that we get from the sun and the UV and all of that. But we won't get it all from there. That's why when some people stop eating meat, they become sick, because they're not drinking roots, they're not drinking herbs. That's where the strength is. That's where the minerals are. Yeah, that is where the body is cleansed from the parasites and all these things. We're talking a lot about, oh, eating meat and why is it good and why is it bad. But really and truly, we need to be realistic and factual. Yeah, we have high diabetes, yeah, within our community. Yeah, why is this? Yeah, this is not because, oh, you're drinking freaking fresh wild grown mangoes or seeded grapes and these kind of things. This is because you're eating hybridized foods that are created by man that have a starch, yeah, substance in it that is giving you the uric acids. I don't know if it's from plants, don't quote me on that, I'm assuming so, I need to check that bit, but it's definitely giving you some acidity, yeah. And this is the problem. So no, it's not just meat, it's all foods that are not real, that have been man-made, capitalized on for the benefit of the people that are enslaving us, not through just slavery 400 years back and onwards, but through the food system, the medical care system, the educational system. It's deep, yeah? And that's all I wanted to say. But I sent that little thing there in the group, yeah? Because I think that really, it's not an argument. Yeah, it's not an argument. Yeah? All right. And yes, you could eat meat today and you ain't eating meat for the whole year, but you decide to eat that piece of meat and it mash you up and bring your whole your whole immune system down just because, boy, for whatever reason. There's many many reasons why.
Alright.
But that he's not meant to be in your body. So today you ate it. Next thing, you know, you got pneumonia or you got bowel cancer because the parasites that was in that meat and you consume just come and just, you know what, said, boy, we got a playing field here. And that's how it goes. People get colitis every day. They get IBS. They get all these different things. Yeah, they get things that people have problems they don't even bloody know about. Yeah, because you can't see inside your internal system, can you? Yeah, but when you're coughing up mucus and you think, oh, it's just a cold. All right, then cool. Watch how that cold catch you, yeah? Because you decided to have that piece of bacon or that tape will reach your brain and go and kill you. Yeah, or you decided to eat the lamb and the lamb is worse, where the cholesterol level it just give you blockages in your lymphatic system.
Yeah, Nature Man, we're gonna introduce